Is that the right one? Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, anyway.
Should be in key, though, I think, or in tune, at least.
Well, right. No, you're probably right.
You singers are
I did not tune my air guitar before we did this. We are back. It is episode something that we don't know yet. But for the first time in the history of the Metal Roundtable, all three horsemen of the apocalypse are in the same room. Scott's visiting. He is not this short. He is actually as tall as me or taller. But he is kneeling for the show. And I almost said worshiping the pool balls, but I don't think that's really what you're doing.
That's probably not what he's. That's probably not what he's worshiping.
Yeah, and I don't think he's penitent for anything. I don't think he did anything wrong. So.
And who are you to judge? Don't judge
that's right.
me. You can't judge me.
I can't. But we are here in the greatness of Keller, Texas, in the home of Carcass, which we lovingly call Casa De Carcass.
Yeah.
Scott's in for a few days on vacation from New Mexico out in Rio Rancho, where he does his show. So let's give you the rundown real quick. You can follow me on Instagram at IamMetalRob. You can check out the Metal Rob Show every Friday from 5 to 6 on Deep Dallas Radio at deepdallasradio.rocks. You can check out Scott Waters' killer channel on YouTube by searching Scott Waters.
Yep, or No Life Till Metal.
No Life Till Metal.
Either one will get you there.
Yep, he is also the mogul of NoLifeTillMetalRecords.com. We had a good night last night. We'll do a quick shout out, a little off the cuff here.
Yep.
But we got to hang out and eat dinner with the great Chris Manning.
Yep.
Currently on the roster of No Life Till Metal.
And if Chris Manning needs a flyer, a logo, or album art, he can.
Whoever could we call?
He could reach out to Carcass John Art on Instagram.
That's right.
And I will hook him up with a unreadable logo, pile of sticks, or with a readable logo.
I like it. Yes, please follow the Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. So we have
stickers available.
Stickers available.
Brand new stickers. They look awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron Daniels and crew. Appreciate it.
I include your goodies in all my packages I mail out. We are going to talk about something pretty interesting today that Scott came up with. As you know, we are unrehearsed, unscripted. If you haven't noticed that by now,
uneducated.
You haven't been paying attention.
So we're sticking with the Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilar, right?
Yes. That's exactly right.
No, that's impossible. We can't.
I can't choose.
I can't wrap my brain around that.
I cannot choose.
No.
So we were just sitting here playing some pool and living in the front room of Casa De Carcass, and we were watching this.
The Big Four.
Watching the Big Four DVD and watching
Megadeth tear up the stage.
Well aware of the fact that they're going to dominate everybody else on here. But anyway, it brought us to the conversation of, okay, these are the Big Four. It's been decided. Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. Great. Who are the next four? And we're going to get into that right now.
Well, I think we sort of already assumed that we all agree on I think we agree on the next three. It's the fourth one we're having trouble with.
Yeah, I would put Overkill in there, no doubt about it.
Okay, I agree.
I'm in for Overkill. Do we even need to consider why? It's a no-brainer. Overkill.
They're the most consistent metal band in 35 years.
They're the AC/DC of thrash metal. Plus, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Right. Plus, with the Big Four that we do have, those were the early bands that kind of formed what thrash metal is: Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, whatnot. So did Overkill. They were there from the early 80s, and they were doing their thing, and they just never quite got the sales that, even though they got the big label.
Yeah, they did.
But damn if they don't belong on that same roster.
I guess they needed to do a rap song.
Maybe
so. That would have propelled them a little earlier on. But I will tell you that they are the most consistent.
Well, they had some great riffs.
And how many albums have they put out? 20
at least
4.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Oh yeah.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Production value.
I'm still getting it. I'm not.
Oh, just turn off the. There's a switch with a piece of glow tape. Boom. No.
This one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Beautiful silence. Production value. You love it.
Production value.
Carry
Rob,
on with your point.
He's not appreciating the power of Ken Wood.
I was just talking about how important Overkill was in that whole movement. Not to mention the fact that they were one of the from the East Coast as opposed to all the West Coast bands.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that only Anthrax kind of got all the attention, because I think Anthrax was actually opening for Overkill a few shows.
Yep.
Like at the Roseland Ballroom, and that was a real super famous show. And who knows?
Well,
music is such a fickle business.
Yeah, and I was from that area, so Anthrax were just a local van favorite. I mean, I bought the little Soldiers of Metal 45 as brand new in the shop, and they were just. I knew of them somehow, even growing up in that area. I knew of them before I knew of Overkill, and I don't know why that is, but like I said, I bought the Anthrax 45, but I didn't buy the Overkill EP. Didn't know anything about it until Taken Over came out. That's when I really discovered Overkill. So
what a great record.
So I don't know, but I would stand by Overkill. They got the sound, the chops, the longevity, the kick-ass logo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and we saw him right before the pandemic kicked off. We saw him with Exhorter and somebody.
Was that Frozen Soul and Steel?
Hydroform, I think.
Oh, Hydroform.
Was that show? Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, Hydroform from Denver, I think. But it sounded no different to me than if you had been there in '86. Well, they just dominated.
And we could kind of see the goings on behind the stage there at the Gas Monkey, and Bobby Blitz was on his deathbed, but yet he would go back there and vomit, spit, do whatever he had to, and then come back out and just blow doors. He was awesome.
They just killed it. So it's a no-brainer to me that in the next four, after the big four, Overkill. So no-brainer.
We got that one in there for sure.
Okay, so I'll introduce the next one, and to me this is a no-brainer, and I think we all agree on this one too. Exodus.
I agree.
Again, now you got a West Coast band, but they were there in the beginning.
Right.
They were actually there before the other ones. In most cases.
And their original guitar player is a member of the Big Four.
Yes.
Right. Well, now he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, Slayer was opening for Exodus at one point in time.
Yep, exactly.
Remember the famous "Don't wear any makeup up here, or you're gonna die."
Yep.
Yeah.
So to me, Exodus is consistent. They've had a couple of albums that are a little bit different, but but
they're different. They're not horrible records.
They're not, and they're still Exodus, and even
they're still heavy. They weren't doing anything trendy.
Yeah, and from Paul to Zetro to Rob Dukes, you maintained Exodus. It was the same as Deep Purple. You only maintained Ian Pace, but it is Deep Purple. So it is AC/DC. It is Overkill. It is Exodus, from record to record to record. And I contend that Blood In, Blood Out is one of their best albums. I think Blood In,
Blood Out was a good album. I like it a lot.
I love it.
Or Tempo of the Damned, or
Tempo of the Damned was great.
Yeah.
And I love that they resurrected Impaler.
Yeah.
Yep.
A song they should have recorded way back when.
Sure.
But the reason they didn't was because Metallica borrowed that riff for Creeping Death, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
But in my opinion, they didn't lose any steam with Rob Dukes. Rob Dukes was a brutal singer. I love that they've got Zetro back.
Yeah.
And I dig it. But those albums with Rob Dukes are a force to be reckoned with. Complete respect for Rob Dukes and his era of the band. And to me, Exodus is Exodus is Exodus. It's a no-brainer. I put them in the next four.
I can't disagree with you.
Okay.
So
to me, well, you want to, introduce one.
Okay. Testament.
I completely agree for the exact same reasons that we've been saying on the other bands.
Maybe we should ask King Folly what he thinks.
Yeah.
King Folly would not include Testament.
No, he wouldn't. He would not. But I don't know how you can't, because they're once again. Now that little hiccup with Demoniac, I'm not sure about where they were going with that record, but everything else is pretty consistent. Their new one is really spectacular. Their last couple.
The last couple have been spectacular.
What is it?
Yeah.
Brotherhood of the Snake?
Yep, that was the one.
Yep.
Dude, that thing rules.
And then the last one was...
Something about the Earth. No, that was the one before.
Something of Creation. crap.
Creation of Damnation?
No. Formation of Damnation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is great. No, well,
Here we are
we've all
touting
three-
their accolades, and we don't even know what their last record is. Sorry.
We've all three brain farted on the name of the
Unrehearsed,
latest Testament,
unscripted.
which is great. It's a fantastic record.
That's what Google is for.
We're going to find that out right now.
We are. Because it'll drive me crazy.
Titans of Creation?
That sounds about right.
We're going to find out.
So maybe Scott is worshiping Google right now.
Titans of Creation. You win.
Boom.
Booyah. Great record. Bought it immediately on the merits of the previous two albums. Pre-ordered it without hearing a note of promo on it. It's a fantastic record. Hope to see them in support of that record at some point. But to me, that's the third no-brainer is Testament.
So we're Overkill, Exodus, Testament, across the board we agree, and now here's where the water gets muddy. Or bloody.
Yep.
Or, and I just thought...
At least choppy.
Choppy.
I think each of us had one, at least, that we thought should be in there.
Well, and I just thought of another one, but because of the longevity aspect of it, I'm not sure that they belong, and that would be Forbidden. They were there at the very beginning, and those two first records and that EP and that live thing, live at Eindhoven, was preeminent to all that, but then they just flamed out. And even their comeback was kind of...
See, now, I brought in Dark Angel, and we said basically the same thing. The Dark Angel kind of fizzled out after, a few albums.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they did come back, 2014? And
right.
They actually, I said they didn't record anything, but they actually did record something. They did not record an album, but they did record a couple songs.
Right.
And one of them was a cover of Creeping Death by Metallica that ended up on a tribute album. Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, I would argue just on their drumming alone that they would be included, but again...
Well, Gene Hoglan is...
a beast.
He is a
my
beast.
Gosh, yeah.
And he's a nice guy, too.
Yeah, he sure is. We had him on the show, and he was fantastic. I forgot to introduce him, actually. I got nervous. Did you ever see that?
That's okay.
One?
He said
but I'm going to look for it now.
We interviewed him, and I forgot to introduce him.
That's okay. He identified himself right off the bat. But then I had this crazy notion that maybe we should think outside the box because we're sticking to a centralized location in the East Coast, a centralized location in the West Coast. And I thought if we were going to do the second Big Four that maybe we split the states and we have Havoc do one coast and Toxic Holocaust do the other because, Havoc just released their 5th record plus an EP. Toxic Holocaust has, 6, 7, 8 albums plus the Yellow Goat thing. That they're new, granted. Right. They're young, granted, but
to me that's a new wave of thrash metal kind of thing. I like where your head's at, and I don't disagree with either one of those, but to me, these are the Kingpin, Titan, preeminent, prolific, and those are both fantastic choices. But you were going Dark Angel, and you and I were kind of going Death Angel.
I said Death Angel first, and then I said, or Dark Angel.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't argue against Death Angel. They're fantastic, and their new albums are great.
Yep.
They're still out there touring. They broke up for a while, and they kind of went off in a weird way after the third album with that, what was the name of the band they were in after for a little while? That was kind of...
The Organization.
The Organization. And I actually kind of like that stuff, but and I'm glad they changed their name.
Yeah.
And didn't release that crap under the...
Right, they weren't doing Death Angel stuff. They were doing something funky and weird. They were doing a little bit
funky and odd, but I kind of liked it. But yeah, it was... So I don't know.
So on the table, we've got Dark Angel, Death Angel, and we're going for the 4th place in the next 4 is what we're calling it.
Do you have anybody?
So let me
throw in the hat?
Let me just throw something out here. Annihilator?
Wow.
Annihilator, another strong, but they were late in the game.
And they were Canadian.
But Big Four doesn't necessarily mean it has to be...
No, I think...
But if we start getting outside the United States, we're going to really be...
Oh, yeah, because then you're getting into
Because now we're going to have to get into Germany.
Creator and Destruction and Sodom.
Because I would put Razor in the talk then if we were going to go outside the country.
Well, I'm considering worldwide.
Okay, well...
All the bands that we've listed so far, the first 7, happen to be from the United States, but I'm perfectly willing to debate Creator, Sodom... Destruction,
Tankard. There's the German Big Four.
We could do another show on that one because I'll argue against Tankard. I'll put Accuser over Tankard.
Okay. Yes,
Well,
we
let's-
head to the parking lot.
Well, I am absolutely okay with Death Angel, and I don't disagree. Annihilator was a little later, but still, you get Annihilator after Annihilator after
Yeah, Annihilator was
record.
consistent. They did have a couple, less than.
But their new album shreds.
Yes,
it
it does.
is a phenomenal album, and of all people, the Poser is the one that reminded me to go buy that one.
Yep.
Poser Mark in Houston.
Hey, the Poser knows.
Yeah.
And Jeff Waters he's a shredder, but he's just a riff master.
Yes.
And they have never toured the States, have they? I think they
Not-
played some American shows like up north.
I don't know that they've ever,
They've never ever toured the
States.
States, which is a crime.
So we're down to Death Angel, Dark Angel. We've kind of not eliminated in a negative way, but we're setting Annihilator to the side, and we're somewhere in Germany right now. Is that kind of where?
No,
our heads are?
I think let's stick to the United States because the
Okay.
Big
Or
Four,
at least North America.
yeah, the original Big Four are American bands.
Okay.
So I don't want to be a snob, an American snob, but yeah, let's.
We can do another one with.
We'll stick to that format because we could go Euro and get really
crazy.
get insane.
Okay.
So,
Then we can start getting into all the UK thrash bands that
so
are great too.
and I'm okay to pull away from Forbidden and pull them out of the mix. So if that helps simplify the Dark Angel, Death Angel thing, but I think as we think about it, because Dark Angel didn't have that many records, I think Death Angel has come out with more albums. It's
Over
still
time.
touring.
Yep, it's still touring.
And I don't know. I almost think that maybe Dark Angel could head the third Big Four.
The next Big Four.
Right.
The next four. The next
So the
other four.
yeah, the top 12, and they could start the third rung of that ladder.
I definitely wouldn't argue against Death Angel, but
It's hard to argue, but then you start thinking about, well, what would I rather listen to? Would I rather listen to, Darkness Descends, or would I rather listen to the Ultraviolence? That's probably a wash. See, that's how I compare them. Then I start comparing album to album. Frolic in the Park was so weird to me, and I had to grow to like it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had Leave Scars, and I'm like, these guys they're relentless. So I almost give the edge to Dark Angel. And then as we go up their ladder, then Dark Angel disappears, and Death Angel, they're still releasing records.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
if you take the last Dark Angel album, they probably have more riffs on that one album than all the other albums that the other bands put out together.
I think I have a sticker on one of their albums. It might be Leaves, or it might be Live Scars, where it says a million riffs, this, that, and the other, and
Yeah, it's on one of those records. I remember reading it.
It's kind of funny, but it's true.
Okay, well, I think we've come to a conclusion.
Yes, we have.
I think so.
Okay, so the Big Four: Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax. We're not disputing that. The next four, in our opinion: Overkill, Testament, Death Angel. Who did I skip?
Exodus.
Yes. So those are the next four thrash bands, American big top thrash bands of all time, in our opinion. But it doesn't matter what we think. What matters, Carcass?
It's what they think. We're just throwing out opinions at
That's
this
right.
juncture.
It matters what you think. So please shred us in the comments. Tell us who you think the next four should be after the first Big Four, and tell us who the next four after that should be. Let's round it out to 12 or 16 or whatever, and then we'll come back. We'll do a European thrash at some point. We could just, I'm just going to get out of the
forever.
way.
Brazilian thrash. I mean,
Yeah.
Violator, Death Razor,
Yeah.
Sepultura. I mean,
German thrash, UK thrash.
I'm just going to get out of the
things.
way and let you guys get in the octagon.
and after
fight
we
it
did
out.
our little homework on our Australian friends' Stone Trip, good grief, how many bands are there down in Melbourne? And
Oh my gosh.
I was just naming bands from Melbourne, not even from all of Australia.
Yeah.
So there's something in the water, but it's always, that's the beauty of metal, is that there are pockets where it grows.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some sort of a viral thing, I guess,
Yeah.
but that's what's so awesome
Fungal,
about it.
if you will.
And it's great to discover that.
It is. It is.
Like my buddies from Pagan Fire. I mean, from the Philippines, and they one of them had something for sale. It was a Saxon tape, and I said, "Hey, I'd like to buy it." And we struck up a friendship, and then I find out he's the lead singer and guitarist and songwriter for Pagan Fire. Nanoi Padrajuan, and we've become friends. And
That's
now
awesome.
and now he's turned me on to at least 24 bands from the Philippines and from Indonesia. They just shred. It's like we don't have the corner on the market on metal.
Oh no.
Not even close.
No.
And you don't have to be from some big well-known country.
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere, even India. He sent me stuff from India, Tasmania, Thailand. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
That's what I love about metal.
Yep.
Well, we're not arguing with you about the first 4, and we're not even going to argue about the second 4 because obviously we're right. But no, kidding. Shred us in the comments. Check out Scott Waters on YouTube. Check out Carcass on Instagram at CarcassJohnArt. Check me out on Instagram at IamMetalRob. And hey guys, until next time,
Metal will prevail.